What is a family office? Brought to you by the Empire Expanders Family Office course series. First, what is Empire Expanders? This is the course on strategies and systems a family requires to manage their wealth and lifestyle like the ultra wealthy do. Why am I doing this? I'm doing it because I'm addressing the same needs as the ultra wealthy now, not waiting until I'm there. This course is for anyone on the path to substantial wealth, equipping us with the tools and systems to manage our lives and wealth with the sophistication of the ultra wealthy, starting today. It's about adopting and mastering those strategies now, ensuring we're not just aspiring to wealth, but living and preparing for it every step of the way. Let's get right into what is a family office. In the most traditional sense, a family office is a privately held company that handles investment and wealth management for very wealthy families. The low end of net worth for these families is typically $50 to $100 million, and the goal is to grow and transfer wealth across generations. The family office will also typically handle household staff, travel arrangements, property management, family bookkeeping and accounting, legal affairs, family management, governance, education, philanthropy, and succession planning. All the things that you probably find yourself doing now or thinking that you should be keeping up on. All these services together usually cost over $1 million a year to operate. So essentially, it's a structure, or imagine a manager or group that manages all these aspects of your life, and they're on staff, they're on payroll. It's a company for your life, for your family, and possibly for future generations. Before we get into the different types of what a family office is, I think it's an important exercise or a useful exercise to think about the wealth mastery matrix. This has been repeated many times. This is taken from inspiration from Jim Dew with Dew Wealth Management, who runs a multifamily office group. So we start with this matrix. On the left, we have easy and hard, and poor and excellent across the bottom. I think we find that most of us fit in one of four quadrants, sometimes possibly in multiple quadrants, depending on the subject area. The easy and poor thing to do with wealth mastery is to stick our heads in the sand. I find these are the things that keep me up at night. It's not necessarily what I'm doing in my day-to-day business. It's all the things that I am not addressing, either because I don't know how to address them, I just haven't taken action. I'm pretty good at running my business, but there's these things that if we just don't talk about them, maybe they're not true. Moving on to most of us as entrepreneurs, and this is where it's hard and poor wealth mastery, where we try to juggle all the balls that we were talking about earlier. So if we go back to, talking about household staff, travel arrangements, property management, family bookkeeping, accounting, legal affairs, family management, family governments, family education, philanthropy, succession planning, and I will add, self-care, health, taking care of your marriage, contingency plans, the rest of things that life bring to us. We find ourselves jugglers. I wish this picture showed pictures of some of those prickly balls getting dropped, which is what I think we find a lot of us do. Moving on in levels of mastery would be something akin more to an air traffic controller. This is where you've started to build frameworks and systems to hold it all together. You are running your business, you're trying to keep track of your health, you're trying to keep track of your marriage, you're trying to keep track of your kids, your grandkids, your vacation homes. And at the end of the day, you have to prioritize which aspects you can keep up with. The better the systems, the more areas of your life you can manage. But I would say that, there's no way to manage them all effectively without having a really good system in place. In the traditional sense, the next phase would be the family office. So this is where I'm for now going to go to the traditional sense and discuss where you would hire a firm or individuals in-house to manage different aspects of your life. So you would leverage other people and systems to handle all these different aspects to expand your capacity. Uh, then, like I said, I personally find myself feeling like I'm often in the head in the sand, the juggling, and the air traffic controller quadrants. And what I really want is definitely that easy and excellent system as I continue to mature, age, want to spend time with my kids, focusing on my health, thinking about what matters. And where we are trying to make a difference with our empire expanders and our family office operating system is really bringing the family office structure to an accessible level for everybody, not just the ultra wealthy. But the ultra wealthy can certainly take advantage of the same principles and systems we are building. I think what we find is a lot of us do random acts of planning. It's not necessarily what the ultra wealthy do if they have a true family office in place. It's random acts of wealth and life planning, to me, are as risky as no planning at all. It's not just about making a plan, but continuously revising and aligning it with your evolving life and goals. This can be a lot to keep up with. You may be able to get up in the morning and work out because you want your health to get in shape, but generally you're letting something else fall. You also don't want to learn from costly mistakes like my grandfather, who we'll get into, I'm sure, in our course or maybe some of the one-on-ones, who unintentionally misdirected his significant estate and cost me and my family millions, or my father's oversight that led to unintended beneficiaries where his estate was insolvent and it actually cost me and my brothers money, time, and pain to finish his estate. These two men died not knowing the pain they left in the world in places they meant no harm. So therefore, I feel that a random plan is really no plan at all. It's like navigating a ship in a storm without a compass. Disaster is inevitable. I should write eventually. So, what are the three types of a family office? The most traditional type would be the single family office, and this would be dedicated entities managing wealth for a single family. Think the Rockefellers, think the Carnegies. The benefits would be highly tailored services aligning with the family's needs and values. And the structure is mostly in-house professionals serving exclusively one family. As you can imagine, there is teams of CPAs, attorneys, staff, planners, managers, coaches, educators, all working for one family and one family only. The cons are this is very, 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 very expensive, and it is typically only for ultra high net worth families. This brings us to the multifamily office, which is a little bit more accessible. It's similar to the single family office, but serves multiple families. The benefits are a lower cost of entry compared to a single family office, and the structure is in-house professionals serving multiple clients, less personalized, and you start seeing outsourced professionals as well. A lot of times these are managed by a group that intentionally set themselves up to run a multifamily office, so there is more overhead, but then it's spread across multiple families. It's still often very costly, and it's often more advisory focused with less holistic services, a little bit less personalization because it has to be a structure that can serve multiple families simultaneously well. And I find a lot of these to be more financial uh, guidance based and estate based, and really miss out on some of the nuances of your needs and desires as a family. Then there's the newer concept of the virtual family office. Uh, this is a flexible structure, not rigidly defined as single or multi-family. It does have a lower entry cost, and it is traditionally more of a collaborative approach, potentially, in my opinion, the most holistic. Um, and the structure is generally independent professionals collaborating for the family needs. So instead of, say, three families hiring a CPA that only works for them, it would be a CPA that has experience working with the family office structure, and there's some sort of system or management in place to ensure collaboration and performance. Uh, One of the main cons is traditionally it's still very expensive, and it does require a coordinator or manager, which is typically thought of as someone you would hire. A lot of I'm hesitant to put actual numbers on a lot of these things, but the typical multi or pushing into virtual family office is usually for net worths in excess of $20 million, just to be able to afford the overhead of running the family office. Uh, Going back again to, we are all already doing this. We all, in my mind, are running a family office whether we knew it or not. Um, we are handling our investments in wealth for our families, and we are handling our household staffs, our travel arrangements, our property management, our family bookkeeping and accounting, our legal affairs, our family management, our family governments, family education, philanthropy, succession planning, and more. Or we're not keeping up, we are not tracking, and we aren't managing these things. So that means we have failing parts of our family office. And I think most of us know what those parts we're struggling with or not keeping up with, where we got our heads in the sand. I think we know the parts we're juggling that are prickly, where we might be ready to drop the ball. I think we know the parts we're doing excellent at, and I think we all would love to have a system and people working together to help us get as close to running our family office the way I'm sure we all would like to see it ran. Moving on, going the wrong direction. So our approach to the family office is a bit different. Like I said, I think we're all running our own family office. We just didn't maybe have a name for it, and the traditional models didn't fit us, or we were told they didn't fit. This course and our program is the Empire Expanders Family Office, and we are powered by FOOS, which we'll get into later. The idea of the Empire Expanders Family Office is it's not defined by cost, it's defined by you. It's your network, your team. It's designed to be accessible for all. It encourages empowerment, not dependence, and it is collaboration focused. And it's no longer limited by the high costs or rigid structures. The Empire Expanders Family Office you build is a personalized and holistic wealth management experience that is intentional about reflecting your family's unique needs and values. And this isn't a presentation on Empire Expanders, it's on what the family office is, but there, this is the challenge to the traditional norms of what a family office is. So I think it's important to discuss what we're bringing. Here's kind of a visual of the idea of a family office in the traditional senses, where you have your entrepreneur in the middle, and then you have your different professionals, an estate attorney, insurance agent, your investments, your banker, your corporate attorney, your accountant. And I'd like to plug in here your marriage, your gym coach, your kids, the school, your succession plan, needs, values, and more. And it's showing it a bit lumpy because, life is a bit lumpy, but the empire expanders and actually the idea of any family office is to help straighten out these spokes and make sure that your life is running as close to the way you would like to have it run as possible. Moving into the multifamily and virtual family office operators, this is again from Jim Do and Do Wealth. They position themselves here in the middle as somewhat of a wealth manager, and they move you into one of the cogs or spokes of a wheel in this idea of what a family office is. You can outsource your life, which is kind of what this is inferring. They may help you with family governance and some of those kind of things, but for the most part, they're really here to help manage these relationships for you and move you into a professional position in your own life where you're not juggling all the balls, they're juggling for you. This has been a brief intro on what is a family office. We'll dig in more nuanced details as we work through the course and series. I'm Aaron Crease, and I can be reached at Aaron, Aaron, at creasecompanies.com. And I encourage you to go to our website, empireexpander.com, to sign up for more information and to be one of the first to know on course launch as it happens. Thanks.